All right, guys, let's get started. Can you guys hear me, see me, and see my screen? I've changed the position of my mic. It's right here now, not on top. So it's better, is it? Maybe you might not find, hello, Kachi. You might not find a difference to it. Okay, so today, what we're going to do, Shaki, hello. We're going to go through a quick revision on quadratics. Again, the basics of quadratics is an year 10 content. We're going to go through the basics of quadratic. We're going to quickly go through algebraic fractions, and we are going to go to equation of a circle. All right, with tangents, all of that stuff, which is quite important. Equation of a circle. How many of you have learned equation of a circle in year 11 already? Or maybe you might have learned it in year 10. I'm not too sure. Not yet, not yet. Only a couple of you guys. You have, you haven't, you have, you haven't. So it's kind of like a mix. All right. It's kind of yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's okay. Okay, so that was equation of a circle. We need to make sure and that is coming for exam. Okay, let's get started, guys. So we spoke about quadratics, and I just want to take you through only one question here. And this is a we'll finish in 1 minute. This is if this was to solve, what did we do? And absolutely, guys, remember you can go through your own method, doesn't matter. So the sum here is the number in front of x, which is minus 9. The product is that number multiplied with the number in front of x squared, which is 1. So 1 times 20, which is 20. What are the two numbers, guys? If you add them, you get minus 9. And if you multiply them, you get 20. What are those two numbers? Absolutely, minus 4 and minus 5. If you add them, you will get minus 9. And if you multiply them, you get minus a positive 20. So your solutions are x equal to 4 and x equal to 5. All right? Absolutely. So I have a question. What topic, a great topic is this? This is not our topic for today, Mazila. We're just starting off. I'm just brushing, warming up. This is the cold engine start right now. Okay. So you guys know how to solve this. This is an year 10 topic. Okay. Now, when we come to the harder quadratics, I did teach you a simple method. What was that, guys? I'm just going to take you through this one. Check this out. What is making this quadratic question to be a bit harder? It's this 4, right? If you have any other coefficient other than 1, that becomes harder. Now, the sum is still the number in front of x, which is minus 16. You have my 15 multiplied with 4 to give you the product, which is 60. So you guessed out two numbers. If you add them, you will get minus 16 and multiply them to get 60. These are the two numbers, minus 10 and 6. And what did you do to get to your final answer? You took that number, change the sign, and divided by 4 right in front of it. Okay, so Shaki, it is not x equal to 6 or x equal to 10. That's the difference. You would do that with the simple quadratic expressions or equations. All right, so with the harder one, you would have to take that 10, change the sign, and divide by the number in front of x squared. Okay, so you have 10 by 4 and 6 by 4. Absolutely. Rohan, right. So we have the solution. We just simplified that and simplified this. Okay? No worries. So this is how you would simplify it or solve it when you have a harder quadratic equation. So that was a quick revision. Now, if you guys have learned any other method and would like to just a second, guys, 1 second. My computer has an error message showing here. Are you guys able to still see me, hear me? Okay. Yes, great. Okay, Thomas, thank you. All right. it is sorted now. So that was the basics of quadratics. Now what I want to take you through, we did completing the square. Now I want to take you through is this one of it, and we're done with quadratic formula. Um, Quadratic formula. Are you guys all happy with quadratic formula? Everyone, just tell me everyone who is super happy with quadratic formula. Anyone not? You're very okay, Guru Kiran. We're gonna come back if we get time because most of you, again, this quadratic formula is really kind of year 10, uh, late year 10 content. So we will come back to quadratic formula, but there is something more important than that, which is the stuff. All right, this is a sure to come question, and they can come up pretty much anywhere in a non-calculator paper. How comfortable are you with this? Okay, Gurkiran, no problem. I will go through that with you. Okay, so let's do one or two of this, and then I want to take you to equation. So I want you guys to simplify this. What this whole thing will simplify to ax. All right, so we have 3x plus 6 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. Now we have a division right there, so we're going to multiply it, which means the second fraction will flip. We take the reciprocal. So we have x cubed minus 25x divided by x plus 5. And you see, when you're dealing with, you know what topic this is, guys? Do you know what topic this is? Sawit, we don't cross multiply. We can't cross multiply it. I'll tell you why. Okay, what topic is this? This is algebraic fractions. Now, this is a quadratic function, absolutely. Okay, so here is the thing. You can have the keyword asking you show, simplify, or solve. These are the three things that would come up. Okay, these are the three words that will come up. Solve means you have to solve the equation. Simplify is similar to what we're doing. Even show, you want to put that into that form, which is simple as simplify as well. So these are the keywords you can expect in exam. So for this, we're not going to cross multiply. There is no cross multiplication over here. Instead, we just need to factorize this. So this would factorize to 3 times x plus 2. All right. What about this? You can take out the x out. You can see this literally become x minus 25. And do you guys see difference of two squares over there? Okay. Uh, Afnan, I'm just going to come to that. X times x plus 5 and x minus 5. All right. We cannot do anything with this, so that one will stay as it is. What about this one, guys? We have the sum as minus 3, the product is minus 10, numbers are minus 5 and 2. So we could say x minus 5 and x plus 2. How many of you agree with me? Got it? And now we're going to write everything together. So we have 3 times x plus 2 divided by x minus 5 times x plus 2 times x times x plus 5 times x minus 5 divided by x plus 5. Now it's time to cancel. You can cancel x plus 5's there, x plus 2's there, and this x minus 5. We are left out with that 3 and that x. The answer is 3x. Now I have a question here. This is very important. Why can't we just multiply it? Isn't it? Who had that question? I think Afnan? Okay, just you guys said still don't comprehend. What do you mean? Where are you guys struggling? Hold on a second. If you expand this, okay, just like multiply and expand, you are not simplifying to ax. You see that x with x to the power of 3, you're going to get x to the power of 4. And how can you cancel it? You can't. Okay. Now, why can we, okay. No problem. So that is understood. Now, why I have a question. This is important as well. Why can't we cross multiply? Listen, guys, I want you guys to look into fractions. You're multiplying a fraction. What is 3 by 2 times 5 by 4, maybe? What would you do? You just multiply it, isn't it? Can you cross multiply here? Can you? Yeah, we can't cross multiply. So the option of cross multiplication is out. All right? Because with multiplication of fraction, you can just multiply. If I had 4 by 3 times 5 by 2, can I cancel that 2 with 1 and 4 with 2? Can I do that? Everyone? Yeah? Sabit, did you get it? That's exactly what I'm doing here. You can only cross multiply. Absolutely, Samuel. Correct. We cross multiply with addition subtraction. So the addition subtraction is just coming. Any question with this question? Any problems with this question? Yeah. Okay. So moving further, um, we have something like this. And these are year 11 level questions, you see, 6 marks for this one. So I want to take you through step by step. Yes, we factorize Mozilla. Okay, we will factorize it. So in this step, the first thing you need to see is the division right there. Do you guys see that division? When you have a division, what does that mean? You flip the second fraction. So we have 6, let me change the color, 6 plus x plus 5 times x minus 1 divided by x squared plus 3x minus 10. It's not as bad as you think. You just need to factorize this. So the sum here is 3. The product is minus 10. What are the numbers, guys? That would be 5 and minus 2, isn't it? So x plus 5, x minus 2. All right. And now just bring it together. We have 6 plus x plus 5 times, remember the times, x minus 1 divided by x plus 5 times x minus 2. And now you can cancel what? That and that. Okay? You're getting this? You can cancel it. Yes, this is algebraic fraction. That's the topic. So we have 6 plus again x minus 1 divided by x minus 2. What do we need to do now? We need to make a common denominator. Okay, so that would look like this. How would you make a common denominator? 6 over 1. We are multiplying x minus 2 and x minus 2 here, like this. Okay, and when you do that, you're to expand it. You will get 6x minus 12 plus x minus 1, whole thing divided by x minus 2, which when simplified, you get 7x minus 13 over x minus 2. Done. Is that okay, everyone? Now, by the way, there is something. This is in the platform. I would like you guys to just take it off, okay, from the platform and do every single question in here. Um, so here we have a question about the double brackets, the square brackets here. So when you are having usually the bracket, when it's put in maths, you have x plus 5 like this with the normal brackets. And then if you have another function, then you go for a double bracket like this. And then you have the curly bracket coming up if you have something like that. So the normal bracket, then the double brackets, and then comes the curly brackets. These are operational brackets in a hierarchy for maths. Okay. So guys, this one, you can download this under the live lesson. Also, it is there in algebraic fraction. So did everyone understand this, the topic here? Whenever you have this, do not just multiply it. I would like you guys to simplify it, which means you need to factorize. Okay? So whenever you see a quadratic, factorize it. This is a 5 mark question, and these are all past exam questions, by the way. All of these are past exam questions coming back for. Yes, I can go back for a sec. No problem. Okay. Not in the quadratics. There's some section called algebraic fraction, bless. It's under there. I'll show you later on. So I'm gonna go, we will come back to this later on. I want to get to the solving part. You see, these are all right question. You just need to simplify it and things would cancel off each other. Okay? We are now, what about this question? We got to do this question in the next 5 minutes and then move to equation of a circle. How are you feeling with this question? This is where you have sometimes one more topic to be added, one more step to be added here. Is everyone here familiar with area of a trapezium, the formula for it? That is not given in exam. Okay, so if this is length A, this is length B, perpendicular height is H. What is the formula for area? It is A plus B times H divided by 2. Okay, you need this. Okay, so in this question, we are given with the area already, which tells you to use the area. So we have to, I know this is connected with the area. So this is your A, this is going to be your B, and that's going to be your H. Is that all right, guys? And straight away, using this formula, we are going to replace things. And in exam, I would like you guys, even if you, it's not necessary to draw this diagram, but I would like you guys to write the formula and then replace it. Don't just replace it. So what I mean by that, write it here. A plus B times H divided by 2. And then you will replace it. 119 equals A is x plus 6 plus B is 3x minus 4. Multiply that with x minus 1, whole thing divided by 2. Super important step there. And now you can do few things at the same time. You can cross multiply this. What's going to be 238? So that is 238 equals, I'm going to add x and 3x to get 4x, 6 and minus 4 to get a 2 times x minus 1. Expand it. 238 equals 4x squared minus 4x plus 2x minus 2. Take that 238 there, so you can get 4x squared minus 2x minus 240 equal to 0. And then we will simplify it. So this will become 2x squared minus x minus 120 equal to 0. And that is what we have over there. That's a very tiny smiley face, but you guys got the idea. Any questions? I have a question. 1 second. Step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Um, yes, absolutely, Bless. This is on the screen. Why do I cross multiply? Because I have a fraction, right? You see this fraction? I'm cross multiplying this to get rid of a fraction. Remember, cross multiplication is to get rid of a fraction. We want to get rid of a fraction. There is no equation you can solve when you have a fraction. Okay? And I'll at the end, if you guys stay, I'll take you through some examples where the basics are explained. Can you hear some fireworks? I mean, over here through the mic. Hmm. Okay, nice. Not from here. Okay. Now, this is forming and solving quadratic equation. What would be the next very obvious step for this? The next very obvious step in the question is to solve it. Okay, it will ask you to solve it. So let's really quickly do that. I'll have to run through that. So we have the equation here, obviously, which is ooh, 2x squared minus x minus 120 equal to 0, correct? And we're just going to solve it using the formula method for now. So I can show you minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. A is 2, b is minus 1, and c is minus 120, isn't it? Okay, now if the question was like this, you can solve it. X is equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1 the whole square minus 4 times 2 times minus 120 divided by 2 times 2. I would simplify it plus minus 1, and I would have a plus, and that is 8 times 120, which is 960 divided by 4. Okay. And if I simplify this a little bit further, that would look like square root of 961 over 4. And this would then further simplify to two answers. If you put in your calculator, you're going to get 8 and minus 7.5. All right. Okay. Now, the solution for this, guys, you see the 8 over there? And you got a negative value. I just want to stress on a point. If they asked you right there, okay, solve, then both of these answers are needed. But in just in case, if they asked you, just a second, guys, just in case if they ask you to solve or find the value of h here, then you will only take the positive value. Are you guys with me? So what if the question was on a non-calculator paper? Eldos, you know what? I think the sum product method can work. It's quite a lot to remember it. I think it can work maybe, but I don't think this can be in a non-calculator one. So whenever they come up in a non-calculator one, it will be a value which is within your range. Okay. So here's the thing. It says to solve, right, guys? When it says to solve, you will have two answers because a quadratic equation, when you're solving a quadratic equation, you will have two answers. But if the question is not asking you to solve, okay, it can take you and ask you this one. Maybe they can ask you, what is the height? Or find the length of side A, whatever it is. If you put the value of x as negative, what was the value of the x negative we got? Minus 7.5 plus 6, isn't it? Yeah. And that would be minus 1.5. Can you have a negative number for a length? Jacob, did you understand? You cannot have a negative number for length. Can I say the length of this table is minus 2? That doesn't make sense. Do you get me? Okay, guys, I want to simplify a little bit. I want every comment that is coming relevant to this question only, just for now. Otherwise, we will go around the topic. Okay, if any question is popping up later, we can have a chat later at the end. Okay, anything only relevant to this. By the way, the formula, I think the quadratic formula is in your sheet, but you want to make sure you know how to use it. Okay, right. Now, there are two answers to it. So again, I'll say once again, please check it out. If the question is asking you to solve, you will leave two answers. But in case if the question is asking you to just find the height, then you will only use the positive value because height cannot be negative. If you take in minus 7.5, you're going to get the height as a negative value, and that's why. Okay, Jacob, I'm gonna get back to you on the steps. We'll take it, okay? No, equation of a trapezium is not given in the exam. Okay, guys? Right, so there is a similar question which I would like you guys to practice. We will look at that later. And look at this one. It says, um, so part A of that same question is literally what we did. Okay. Those of you, okay, what are we actually finding here? You see, guys, this is a diagram given over there, okay, in terms of x, which means the x value could be maybe 10, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, which means the figure is enlarging. Do you get me? So all the dimensions are given in a variable format. That's all. So here, the first question is asking you to show a equation but with the help of the area. So you're forming a quadratic equation right here. Okay? That's what we're doing first. That's part A. So we will use the formula and replace this as A, H, and B. And over here, once you have formed this, it will ask you, work out the value of X to three significant figures. Now, here is the beauty of this question. In case if you didn't get this part, which is 3 marks, you can still solve this given equation for part B and get this 3 marks. Do you get me, everyone? And by now, you guys should be able to solve quadratic equations. You need to solve it. How many of you have struggling with quadratic equation? You guys need to make sure you go back because that's an year 10 content. You have gap in knowledge then. All right, so the questions that you will see over here, all of this is pretty much the similar version of it, but I think there is so all these questions are exactly the same but from past exam papers. So there is plenty of it for you guys to look at. And now we are mixing in quadratics with something else. This is super important. Watch this. This is going to come up in the exam, possibly for 5 to 6 marks, which is equation of a circle. So what is the equation of a circle, guys? Anyone know the general form of equation of a circle? Anyone know it? Yeah. So you guys, is this right in the center? Kind of. Okay. So this is a circle with the center point 0, 0, right in the origin. Okay. And you have this to be the radius r. And if that's a, so this is going to be r0. This would be 0r. This is going to be minus r0. And that coordinate is going to be 0 minus r. Okay? Because the radius is there. Now, the general form of the equation is x squared plus y squared equal to r squared. Thank you. Okay? So this is y and x axis, guys. Now you guys need to remember the general form. Whenever you have something like this, x squared, y squared, and r squared, you need to remember it is equation of a circle. For example, you can have something like x squared plus y squared equals to 25. You see that? Yeah, which simply means your 25 is the r square. So we can say r square equals to 25 and therefore the value of r is plus minus 5 or you know what, just 5. The radius is 5. So, my point is, they can, number one, are you guys all with me? Number one, the question, I think they can ask you this one, maybe for 2 marks. They will give you an equation like this, ask you to sketch it. So, when you sketch it, you guys need to write all the coordinates, otherwise, you will lose marks. All that four coordinates. So, how would you sketch it for this one, this specific one? You would write 50, 0, 5. Are you with me on that? Yeah. And over here, 0 minus 5, and here minus 50. Done. When the equation is given. Is everyone with me on that? So, one way of asking a question from equation of a line is they can give you the equation and ask you to sketch it. And and I have a question. Does it matter how big the circle is? Don't go if the word sketch is there and there's no graph given, all right, there's no proper graph with numbers, you just sketch. It doesn't matter. You draw a tiny circle or a big circle. But if the graph is given and the numbers are on it, then you need to draw a pretty good, accurate one. And always the center point will be the origin all the time. Now, that is not the case. You can have a circle here with a center point there, but that's an A-level concept. We don't need it. All right, guys. But now you can also have something like that. Like they can give you a circle just like this. Watch this. A circle. I think that's good enough, isn't it, guys? Okay, maybe here I'm writing 7, 0. What would be the equation of this one? That's it. That's all you have. 7, 0. What do you think the equation of it? That would be x square plus y square equals 49. Square it. Done. Clear? Yes, Shaki, we're coming to that. Okay. We don't need to write plus or minus. No, we're squaring the numbers, isn't it? That's why. Guys, it's heavy fireworks going on here. Heavy, very heavy. I don't know who's doing that, but I hope it's not disturbing you. I know. Yes. Okay, great. Now, oh, we have something important. Choose. Watch this. You can have a quadratic simultaneous equation, which means you have a circle and a line can pass through it. I don't know what had just happened there. Okay, there we go. You have a line passing through it, which means, Hush, I didn't understand what you mean by no. Okay, two solutions. Number one and number two. And this is the very next important one. It's a one solution. So this line becomes a tangent. And of course, we do have another one where it is not touching, but you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about this one. Okay? You just need to worry about this and that. We got to talk about both, but this one is the most common where you need to solve. So let's look at those kind of questions. It's a quadratic simultaneous equation. Okay? And this is how it will look like. Straight away, 5 marks. Eldor's? No, no, that's an A-level concept. Okay? So, by looking at this, what type of equation is this? What do you guys think? This one? This is equation of a circle. And this one, for sure, it's a line. And we know when it says to solve, we're looking at a circle and a line like that. All right. What do we do? Substitution. we substitute this instead of that x. Simple. We only do substitution. Okay? So can I write y minus 5 the whole square plus y square equals to 13? Rajdeep, when good question. How do the question is, how do you know the line goes through the circle? I'll tell you right at the end of this question, okay? But for now, did you understand what I did here? Just replace, substitution. We're interacting two equation. Chakra, we're just replacing this because it's equal to x. We're replacing it into x. Hmm. So how do you know if there are two solutions? Eldos, we don't know how many solutions there are. I just told you it is this concept here. There could be two solution or there could be one solution. We don't know yet. We will get to know later, but it is this concept. We can move that around. It could be here or it could be there. I don't know. We don't know yet. Okay? So is this substitution all right? Did you understand, Jagrov, the substitution? Yeah. So to explain that quite simply, if you have A equals to B and B equals to C, because we have the connecting link, which is B, correct? We can say A equals to C. We just substituted it. So the same way, when X is equal to this, instead of that X, we could write X minus 5. That's what I did. Okay. What is the next obvious step? The next obvious step, expand it. So if you like to expand your way, go for it, guys. I'm just expanding it. Minus 10x, 10y plus 25 plus y square equals 13. I expanded it. Now I'm gonna what? Add the like terms. We have 2y square minus 10y plus 25 minus 13 equal to 0. Why did I take that 13 to the other side? I'm trying to solve it. So I want everything to one side so it's equal to 0. So this becomes 2y square minus 10y plus 12 equal to 0. Hmm? Hmm. Uh, Misaela, that's coming from expansion. You have three terms. The 10y is coming from expansion. Okay? When you expand it, like you will try expanding this, you will see these three terms. Cool? All right. Now we will simplify this. Do you guys see? I want you guys to spot by this. Yes, Sam, we can divide it by 2. You have an even number here. Even number and even number. You can simplify this by 2, 2, and 2. This is y square minus 5y plus 6 equal to 0. And now you can simply, what can you do? We can solve this one. So I'm just going to move it there. Rub that off. Okay, and now you can do your sum product. Sum is minus 5, product is 6, numbers are minus 2 and minus 3. So your y value, y is 2 and y is 3. Okay? Yes, we are factorizing it, Kachi. Exactly. We're solving it, actually. We're not factorizing it. We're not done yet. Now, once you have done this, I'm writing when y is equal to 2, we've got to find the value of x. And to find the value of x, we will use this equation itself. X is equal to, correct? So x is equal to 2 minus 5, which is minus 3. So x is equal to minus 3. And then when y equals to 3, we have x is equal to 3 minus 5. That's equal to minus 2. So x is equal to minus 2. So what are your final answers? You have 2 minus 3 and 3 minus 2. So, Rajdev, could you just copy paste your comment once again? Your oh. So, a few questions, few common questions. How do we know there are two solutions? We don't know unless. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for. I went the other way around. This is minus 3 and 2, and minus 2 and 3. Okay, so how do we know if you have two solutions? We don't know until and unless we solve it. Most cases there are two solutions. That's why I drew this diagram. You don't need to draw this diagram, okay? I just drew it to make you understand what's the concept. Did you guys understand this? And how do you know the line goes through the circle? Because we found your solutions. If the solution is existing, if there is a solution, then the line must touch. I would recommend you guys, either way, you will get full marks. So the question is, do you want to leave it like this or do you want to write the coordinates? You will get full marks either of it. My subtitles, is there subtitles coming off, guys? You can allow close. You can switch it off if that is there. There's an option for you to switch it off. So the coordinates, guys, you see that those two coordinates, that's where the line and the circle will intersect, touch each other. Okay? That's what the coordinate means. This could be in a non-calculator. Yes, this one right here is in a non-calculator. Absolutely, Matthew, correct. Are you guys clear with this one? We have more to go to. Okay, this is the most simplest one you can get. But I want you guys to pay attention to slightly, I want to take you to a slightly harder version of it. How these are easy questions. Again, all from past exams. So you see the number of questions I'm having here, all from past exam question papers only. But the one I want to take you through is this one. Okay. Uh, I don't know if this is an equation of a circle. This is not an equation of a circle, is it? Yeah. It's not an equation of a circle, but it's some other equation. All right. Okay. But we still do the same thing. What do you guys think we'll do? Watch what I'm doing. You see that minus 2y? I'm going to take it to the other side. I'm going to make x the subject. Absolutely, Eldos, you got it. So x is the subject. 1 plus 2y. Or you could even write it as 2y plus 1. I like writing 2y plus 1. Chakrav, did you get that? Why did we do that? We're going to replace this, substitute it instead of that x right there. You see? We're just replacing it. And there is a trick over here. There's a reason why we are doing it. I'll explain in the next step. Then once I replace it, I have 3 times 2y plus 1 times a y minus y square equals to 8. Now, here's the thing. You see, in both of these equations, we had two variables, x and y. Two variables. So you cannot solve an equation with two variables if it's present in it. So by substituting one variable into the other, in the new equation formed, you don't have two variables. That's why we are substituting it. Did that make sense? Okay, so expand and simplify it. Mm, Next step, very next obvious step, that is going to be 6y plus 1. But still, you know what? I would better, can everyone watch here? Can I take that y off from there and put it right in front of 3? It's the same thing, isn't it? It's multiplied anyway. So we could write here 6y square plus 3y minus y square equals 8. 6y, oh, sorry, oops. This would become 5y square plus 3y minus 8 equal to 0. Now you can solve it. All right. So the sum is 3, product is minus 40. What are the numbers, guys? Uh, I can't think. What are the numbers? 5 and 8. Oh yeah, absolutely. Numbers. 8 and minus 5, isn't it? There we go. So we will, this is a harder quadratics, harder quadratic one. So we will take x is equal to what? You take the minus 8 divided by 5, and x is equal to positive 5 divided by 5, which will simplify to 1. I made a mistake here. I wrote x. They are not x. They're y's. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Maisla. All right, now what to do? So we found y as minus 8 by 5, and we also found y as 1. Now we will substitute back again for x. So we will use this equation for now. So x is equal to 2 times minus 8 by 5 plus 1, and x is equal to 2 times 1 plus 1. X is 3 here, and over here is 16. You can use a calculator for that. This should be in a calculator paper. Minus 16 over 5 plus 1, giving me minus 11 over 5. Those are the answers. The ones which are underlined. Did you mean why I divide by 5 here? Because this is a harder quadratics question, and that's a shortcut. You just divide your answer by changing the numbers. Um, the orange steps. Did you mean these ones? All I'm doing, I found y. Yeah, I found y, and I'm finding x. So by replacing that as y here, because I'm replacing into that equation. Do you see that? And simplifying it for both. Substitute. Yes, exactly. Substituting y value into the x equation in order to find x. Okay. Are you guys clear with this? Any questions on this? So, is equation of a circle clear to you? Yeah. Now, I want to teach you something important. Sometimes I'm just leaving this so you guys can write on it. I'm gonna coming to my point. You know the circle and the line, okay? They can ask you to show it is not a tangent, or they can ask you to show that a line is a tangent. I will go through those um, harder question. It's a filter question, which means it came up only once. Okay. I really like that, Rosala. Is it if it's to find perpendicular or not, isn't it? So I want to take you through one of the question here. See, imagine if you have a circle, okay? And that is the center point, and we have something like this. This is a tangent. We're now coming to it. This is a tangent. Everyone agree this is a tangent? Yeah. And according to circle theorems, if you draw a a radius, that's going to be 90 degrees. So in our circle theorem, we say tangent to radius is perpendicular. So how do we prove that this is a tangent? Unless it is stated in the question. Now, watch this. If I just move this line like that, is it any more a tangent then? It's not. But the radius is still making a 90-degree angle over there. Would you agree? You see that? So now this became a chord. All right. So that is a scenario we can get. So we will look at that a bit later on. But to prove it's a tangent is by telling there is only one intersecting point, one solution. Then it is a tangent for sure, isn't it? Don't you think so? Because tangent is a line which will touch a curve or a circle only once, not twice. Did that make sense, guys? Yeah? But there are questions where you will use the tangent properties, but in those questions, the question already says this is a tangent. Therefore, you can use this property. We will get to that question when we do revisions on circle theorems, okay? Don't worry. We will be doing so many proofs on circle theorems. But anyway, for your question, could everyone solve this one and tell me the value of x first, please? Abdul, that is, you don't need to make x the subject. You will make y the subject over here. In this case, we will make y the subject. We want a variable which is alone. Okay, we want to make that variable which is alone. So don't make x the subject every single time. So you might ask, what if the variable is not alone? Then you have the hardest question coming up. Can everyone do this, please? Aditya, that was quick. That's the first step. Jacob, type in your answer if you have any. I've one answer so far. What value is that? Is that x or y, Aditya? Yeah. Expand this. 9 minus 12. That's the expansion. And now I'm going to simplify things. Take the 18 to the other side. 4x squared and x squared would add to 5x squared. I have minus 12x. 9 minus 18 is minus 9 equal to 0. Are you guys with me? I don't get 1 second. I'll come back to you. So when you simplify this, we have the sum minus 12, product to be minus 45. Numbers are going to be minus 15 and 3. So the x value is going to be 15 divided by 5. X is going to be minus 3 divided by 5. So one of the x value is 3. The other x value is minus 3 by 5. Okay, now, hold on, guys. Step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where do you have issues? And this is step number 0. Guys, this is coming up for exam for sure. Quadratic simultaneous equation. Higher tier for sure. Um, check your answers, Vinay. These are my working out. Now, here's the thing. If you're making a mistake in expanding, oh, guys, that's bad, isn't it? Expanding square bracket, you need to be all fluent by now. Which part? Can you just type in the step number? Is it this one? Okay. Here is just an expansion, Harshal. Expansion only. Okay. And here is simplification. We are simplifying it. You see that 4x and x square, I'm adding it. 12x, there's no x term, so that's there. And I took that minus 18 to the other side, but I already had a positive 9 here. So 9 minus 18 is minus 9. That's this minus 9. And on one side, it's 0. Now, the thing is, I would like you guys to learn how to do those steps, all those steps in one go. I have done many things in one go over there. It's simplified really quick because you don't have, number one, you probably don't have space in the exam to write every single little thing on the paper, and you might not have time as well. So I added this up. Is that okay, everyone? And positive 9 minus 18 is minus 9. And then from here to there is solving quadratics. Okay, so some of you guys, if have you who have not learned solving quadratics, this one, to solve it, who have not learned it at all? Um, okay. Uh, Just one. Okay. So here we have the sum. Sum is the number. We have gone through this, so I would recommend you guys to go back to the just the previous lesson, I guess, or the one before. You have to do it. Don't leave it for later. Okay. Um, so minus 12, that's the sum, and the product is this number multiplied with that number, minus 45, and the numbers are minus 15 and 3. Okay, if you add them up, you get minus 12. If you multiply them, you get 45. And here is the step which is different. Um, you see that minus 15 here? You change the sign and divide by a 5. Why divide by 5? Where is this 5 coming from? It's the number in front of x squared, guys. That's it. And then you have this 3. Change the sign and divide by 5. Where is this 5 coming from? It's the number in front of x squared. And that's it. And once you have 15 divided by 5, you get 3. And this cannot be simplified. Those are your solution straight away. Okay? So, guys, for now, I want to say this to you from now. We will be going through quadratics with probability. What did I say? That's coming up. Quadratics plus probability. And then we have quadratic inequality. Okay. And you can have, yeah, that's pretty much the main topics. We will have these topics coming in, the quadratic probability and the quadratic inequality. And obviously, we are doing simultaneous quadratic equations as well, isn't it? Yeah. If you guys are not sure of, or if you struggle with solving factorizing quadratics, you are going to have issues all throughout the paper. So make sure you know quadratics really well and to expand brackets as well. Okay, straight away. Is that clear, guys? So one more question, really quick. Want to go through that one there. This is slightly harder, but it still goes through the correct one. The method which I just taught you. Let's go through it quick. Which variable should I make the subject of over here? From this equation, which variable should I make the subject? Absolutely x. So this one, I can write it as x is equal to 1 minus 2y. The 1 went to the other side and the 2y went to the other side. Both of it changed the signs. And then now I'm going to replace this instead of that x over there and that x over there. Both. So once you replace it, I'm going to write it here. That would be 1 minus 2y the whole square minus 9y minus 1 minus 2y equals 2y squared minus 12. Just replacement. Any problems? I just replaced it. Okay? Now expansion. Expand this. You can even expand it 1 minus 2y times 1 minus 2y. You can expand it your way. You can write it separately, not a problem. Okay? I'm just going to expand it. How do I expand it in one go? Who knows that? L equation to one side. It's up to you, Eldos. Why do you want to do that? You can if you want to. Okay? If you want to move all of it to the other side, it's up to you. But it's just added complication. I just wrote it. All I have done is replacement for this x and that x. Okay? Cool. Now, if you want to expand this, guys, you will take that 1, square it. So I'm getting 1. And then you will take that 1 and minus 2y, multiply them. So 1 times minus 2y is minus 2y, multiplied by 2 once again. That's it. So that's going to be minus 4y. And then you will square this one, which will be plus 4y squared. That's how you expand it. So square this, you get that. And then what you will do is take this number, multiply it with this, and then multiply it with 2. That's all. Okay? And then you will just square this and you get that. So that in one stretch, you can expand it. Now, in case if you found that you didn't understand it, you can always write this as 1 minus 2y times 1 minus 2y and expand it the way you know. No problem. 9y minus 1 plus 2y. Now here is a very important step. A lot of students make mistake. Do you see that x here? This one right there. It says minus x, correct? But we have replaced this whole thing. And therefore, if you don't put this bracket, you lost it. You see that yellow bracket right there? It's very important. You need the bracket. If you don't put the bracket, what are you going to do? Imagine we don't have the bracket, okay? We don't have the bracket. You will consider as minus 1 and minus 2y itself, and you made a mistake there. But it is not actually minus 2y, it's positive 2y. Why? Because this whole thing is your x, which was replaced or substituted before. So that bracket, I've seen so many students lose a couple of marks, but why would you lose a couple of marks for just for a bracket? So that's that. Now we're going to simplify it. I'll simplify the left side and then we will go rest on. So we see that there's a square, there's nothing else. So that is 4y squared. Minus 4y minus 9 is minus 13y. Plus 2y is a minus 11y. Positive 1 minus 1, it's gone, equals 2y squared minus 12. 2y squared going to the other side subtracts with the 4y squared. That would become 2y squared minus 11y. I'm taking the minus 12 to the other side. That becomes positive 12 equal to 0. And now we can solve it. Are you guys with me on this? Yep. How would you solve it? What is the sum here? The sum is minus 11. The product is 12 times 2, which is 24. What do you guys think the numbers are? What are the numbers? If you add them, you get minus 11. If you multiply them, you get positive 24. That would be minus 8 and minus 3. Minus 8 and minus 3. Remember, the signs are very important, Siham. Yeah. Once you have this, what are your answers according to my easy method? Do you guys remember? What's the value of x? Or not x here, in this case, it's value of y. What's the value of y? We would take 8, positive 8. You see this minus 8? We would change the sign. That would become 8. And divided by what? Divided by what? 2. And that would give us 4. Done. Next one. Y equals, you would take this minus 3, change the sign, so that would become 3. And divide by 2 again, which is 1.5 or 3 by 2. I like fractions. Done. Easy. Of course, it's not done. You have to find the value of y, but we are a bit late. Did you guys understand this? How did it become 2? Which 2? How does it become 2? It's because of this. We're dividing it by 2. Did you understand this, guys? The orange bit, did you mean this 2? Uh, am I colorblind? These are yellow, isn't it? This 2, did you mean? Yeah, we're dividing it because it's a harder quadratics. Harder quadratics, that's why we divide it. Okay, guys, so this was your review of equation of a circle and simultaneous quadratic equation. All right, and it can come up pretty much in any paper. Calculator, non-calculator. We didn't use a calculator in this question. So don't be surprised if you see such a question in a non-calculator one. You won't get marked down. You can leave it in fractions. Okay, Vinay, I will definitely get back on that. I was trying to make a video solution, then I got carried on. Any questions for me? Any questions for me? Did you guys understand what went through today? Yeah? Direct questions. Uh, Matthew, subject of the formula. I'm not able to find your account, Matthew. Could you just give me a nudge on the platform and help you with it? Okay, how do you find the maths lessons, guys? Type in some honest comments, so it's also for my improvement. Okay, no worries. Quite useful. A few things. A few things. Yes, absolutely, guys. A few things. Very important for E11 exams, okay? You got to do practice. You got to make sure. Okay, Mazaila, could you just give me a nudge later on as well? I'll give you some tips later on. Here is the thing. You guys need to do 2 to 3 questions a day to make sure you're um give me a practice. I mean, give yourself practice questions. Very important. Otherwise, all of this, you don't want to be confused with any of the topic, any of the steps. Each step must have logic behind it. That's what I want you guys to consume. And importantly, if you look at these stuff, it is not difficult. It's just expanding, multiplying, expanding brackets, isn't it? Don't you think so? Expanding with negative numbers, which you have been literally learning from year 6 or 7, integers. That's all it is. Combining them together, you got the answer. Okay? So Matthew, you can reply back, or do you have you guys should have direct WhatsApp numbers from your parent anyway, so just give me a nudge on that. Okay. This is not equation of a circle, Satek, because I don't know what type of equation is this. It doesn't look like an equation of a circle, but this is. All right. Mostly you will get equation of a circle, but this one is, and this one is not, and this one is. So majority, 80% of the time, quadratic simultaneous equation comes up like that. Oh, Dhriti, we're gonna go through that very soon. I want to cover a few more topics. Um, we will be going over it. These are from now. We will be looking at 5 mark questions, guys. We'll be doing a lot of 5 to 4 mark wordy questions coming up. All right. Okay. So, does a value? Yes, Akshar. Yes, it does. The y value represents the values on y axis. Absolutely. It's the coordinate. The y and the x values are the coordinates of where it is touching. Okay. So I'll show you a quick example of what that means. Say, um, not with this question. Do you see this one? This is the you meant by the equation, isn't it? So you have x square plus y square. If you guys understood, feel free to jump off. I'm just showing something here, or if you have time, please feel free to stay as well, guys. So if you type in the equation here, that is x square plus y square equals 13, and we have a circle. And the next equation is x equals y minus 5. There we go. And it's touching it, right? It's having two intersection point. One intersection is minus 3, 2. Another intersection is minus 2, 3. Did you get it, Akshar? So every single question we are doing is literally like this. That is not a code. A code will have a definite start point and an end point. But this is a straight line just passing through that circle. Akshay, did you understand what these X and Y means? This one is GeoGebra, GeoGebra app. Yeah, what equation would make a tangent? Any equation a fun. It really depends on the equation. Yes. There is no example of a oh, that one. That's a completely different topic. I'll take you through those when we are doing gradients. Okay, I have a quick question again, which is what are filter questions? Filter questions are questions which only come up once, which don't repeat over and over again. This one is this one here is not a filter question. It will keep coming up again and again. All right. So there is a equation on circles on the platform, guys. I can't remember the number by heart. There is equation of a circle, and right at the end of quadratics, there's quadratic simultaneous equation as well. All right, guys. So I will see you next week or maybe tomorrow for physics. But thank you very much.